and everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better resign and leave.
As elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions, constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us now, there is nothing, we are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join Oᴘᴇyémi Akínyòdé as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll welcome you, roommates, as we discuss the situations.
Oga Police, no worry, I see you. You know you can do the right thing, right? You know you can do without that bribe. You know you don't even have to harass that young man because he is properly dressed. And you think he's a Yahoo boy? You don't even have to assault that citizen whom you have sworn an oath to protect. Yes, we understand that the pay is not good enough to take you home. That you are still wearing a uniform that you bought with your own money 5 years ago. It's no news that the government has not done enough by you. We feel your pain and we wish things could be different as we continue to call on government to wake up to their responsibilities. We want the police to be our friends, just as it is boldly stated across the various police stations nationwide. And from Mainland 98.3 FM, we implore you to do better. We love you and we support you always.
Dear compatriots, it gives me immense joy to welcome each and every one of you, young and old, to this brand new year 2024. We must lift up our hand to Almighty God in gratitude for His grace and benevolence to our country and our lives in the year 2023 that has just gone by. Yeah, was a very challenging one. It was eventful in so many ways for our country. It was a transition year that saw a peaceful, orderly, and successful transfer of power from one administration to another, marking the yet another remarkable step in our 24 years of unbroken democracy. It was a year you, the gracious people of this blessed nation, entrust your faith in me with a clear mandate to make our country better, to revamp our economy, restore our security within our borders, revitalize our floundering industrial sector, boost agricultural production, increase national productivity, and set our country on an irreversible path towards national progress that we and future generation will forever be proud of. Task of building a better nation and making sure we have a Nigerian society that cares for all our citizens is the reason I ran to become your president. It was the core of my renewed hope campaign message, on the basis of which you voted me as president. Everything I have done in office, every decision I've taken, and every trip I've undertaken outside the shores since I assumed office on 29th May 2023, have been done in the best interest of our country. Over the past 7 months of our administration, I have taken some difficult and yet necessary decisions to save our country from fiscal catastrophe. One of those decisions was the removal of fuel subsidy, which had become an unsustainable financial burden on our country for decades. Another was the removal of the chokehold of few people on our foreign exchange system that benefited only the rich and the most powerful among us. Without doubt, these two decisions brought some discomfort to individuals, families, and businesses. I am well aware that for some time now, the conversations and debate have centered on the rising cost, high inflation, which is now above 28%, and the unacceptable high underemployment rate. From the boardroom at the broad streets in Lagos to the main street of Kano and Nembe Creeks in Bayelsa, I hear the groans of Nigerians who work hard every day to provide for themselves and their families. I'm not oblivious of the expressed and sometimes honest expectations of my fellow citizens. I know for a fact that some of our compatriots are even asking if this is how our administration wants to renew their hope. Their compatriots, take this from me. The time may be rough and tough. However, our spirit must remain unbowed because tough times never last. We are made for this period, never to flinch, falter. The socio-economic challenges of today should energize and rekindle our love and faith in the promise of Nigeria. Our current circumstances should make us resolve to work better for the good of our beloved nation. Our situation should make us resolve that this new year, 2024, each and every one of us will commit to be better citizens. Silently worked to free captives from abductors. While we can't beat our chest yet that we had solved all the security problems, we are working hard to ensure that we all have peace of mind in our homes, places of work, and on the roads. Having laid the groundwork of our economic recovery plans within the last 7 months of year 2023, poised to accelerate the pace of our service delivery across the sectors. Just this past December, during COP28 in Dubai, the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, and I agreed and committed to a new deal to
A very good evening to you. Welcome to the Situation Room live on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. See, let me first drop this. Just forgive me for however way I'm sounding this evening, I've been really, really heavy under the weather. But hey, like they would always say, the show must go on. My name is Oᴏᴜᴜ Akínyẹ̀dé, and it's my pleasure to have you join us for the last edition of the show on a Monday for year 2024. And it's been an amazing journey since we started year 2024. So this should be about the 52nd Monday edition of the show, and it's been consistent, especially with your support, with your love, with your comment, with your appreciation, with your criticism. We've kept on, and we're just here to say thank you. I'm sure your weekend went good. Mine, I'm still having the consequences of same. So I want to also trust that you're having a good time as we count down to the last 40, maybe not up to 48 hours. I mean, maybe like 36 hours of year 2024. And I'm going to tell you for a fact, maybe not exactly the kind of year we would have wanted, but it's been a year that has had its own, it's been a roller coaster year for Nigerians, struggling to survive, trying to put food on their tables, trying to keep their businesses going. A lot of businesses folded up this year. A lot of multinational companies left the country this year. A lot of people watched their investments, just go down the drain. On the other side, a lot of businesses also started up this year. A lot of people got big, doing their things legitimately. I was talking to my friend Larry Yusuf earlier today at the office, when he came visit, and I said, hey, I've lost count of the number of people that uploaded pictures of, oh, God did, or it's my new this, moving into their new apartment, pulling up a new whip, that's of course a car, and just the basic things. And trust Nigerians, the year would not end without us having the very elaborate ways of saying, hey, I've survived the year, I've moved through the challenges, excuse me, I've moved through the trouble, but I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still facing it, and then we go into the new year with so much optimism. I mean, it's a special feeling, On the show today's Monday, being the last edition of the show, I'm not going to have a guest. Tomorrow I'm going to have a barrister. I'm going to have a guest, yes, tomorrow. But today I'm not having a guest. Tomorrow, Barrister Adams joins me for the last Tuesday edition of the show for the year 2024. So by the time we're back next week, Monday is going to be Happy New Year. By the time we're back next week, Tuesday is going to be Happy New Year. So Barrister Adams joins me tomorrow. So today we're just going to together look at the major political events that have shaping the conversation in the year 2024, and believe me, there's been a lot of them. I will go through all of them together, and I'm sure some will bring laughter, some will bring engagement, some will bring criticism. But of course, we just go through some of those. I've gone through a lot of compilations that have been done by publishers, have been done by economists, observers, commentators. So I've also put my own top 10, political or situational. Yeah, let me put it that way. Top 10 situations. Since we are not on political roundtable, since we are inside situation room, let's look at the top 10 situation that was big in 2024 for Nigeria. And on the other part, when you're calling in, I just want to have your opinion. What have you benefited from the government in the year 2024 at different level, from the local government to the state government to the federal government? What have you benefited from your local government chairman? What have you benefited from your councillors at the local government level? What have you benefited from your reps at the House of Assembly level, State House of Assembly? What have you benefited from your lawmakers at the National Assembly, both the red and the green chambers? What have you benefited in terms of quality education, in terms of infrastructures? What have you benefited from the government in the last 1 year? That's 2024. So it's a double-fold conversation we're having on the show today. Like I said, I have my own compilation of the top 10 political events of year 2024. Man, some of them are not exactly, a political event, but along the line, politics, coloration, sentiment, alliances, everything came into it, and then it became a political issue. We'll talk about all of that. Of course, I'm sure you may want to disagree with some of the lists that I have. You're welcome. That is why this is the Situation Room. And like I said, tomorrow is the last day of the year 2024. To me, it's just like the regular 31st of any other day. Maybe 31st of January, maybe 31st of so and so. But a lot of people, view days like this differently. You will see people that have not been to any place of worship all year. They will find their way to get to churches. So churches are filled to capacity. Because I don't know, maybe somehow Nigerians feel like, rapture will happen on the 31st of December and I have to be in church. Of course, different strokes for different folks. It depends on how it works for you. Mine is just a moment of sober reflection. What had been, the wins and the struggles for me individually, collectively, as an organization whom I represent proudly. By the way, Mainland FM had the end of the year, party and staff awards on Saturday. Your program was nominated for the program of the year, the Situation Room, because we didn't win, but we didn't lose as well. And, I went on with the male presenter of the year. It's been a year of its ups and downs, but then we're ending with a win. So I'm dedicating the award for male presenter of the year to everyone that joined me on all of my programs, from midweek politics to the Situation Room to Sport Cruise. I thank you. You made that possible, and that win is for you. We just keep getting better. And hopefully, I'll continue to be here to give you the very best of everything you need to know. So once again, that award is for you and everyone that listens to every of our shows. Hey, let's get back straight up into it. We'll do it this way. I'll take it one after the other. Then maybe I'll allow you to join the conversation. Or maybe we should just read through, my own top 10 political event of year 2024. And then let me see the ones you agree with and the ones you think it's not worth being on the list. Then when you're into pastors, and that will be the only time we'll do it again till December of 2025. But let me sound like a pastor tonight. So when I drop those top 10, you can agree with me. You put a call through. You can also disagree with me. You put a call through 0913-600-041. I know the phone lines will be busy. It's already buzzing. But hey, to make it easy, you can also go on our Facebook page and YouTube. We're streaming on both platforms. YouTube.com, just search for Mainland 98.3 FM. On Facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM. So let's get it on. So let me run through my own key political movement of year 2024. And let me know if you agree with that. If you disagree with that, let me also have your opinion in no particular order. I think the adoption of the national anthem, it's a major political event of year 2024. If you agree with me, let me have your thoughts. The way at which it was passed, the adoption, the deliberation on the floor of the House, the urgency in it, the signing by Mr. President, the official adoption of the same. Well, one of the reasons why they said was that in a bid to promote national unity and identity, the Nigerian government reinstated the country's original national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, which was used from 1960 to 1978. I remember before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu even picked up the ticket of the All Progressive Congress, he gave an interview and he said if he gets into office, if he's to be a president, that he will reverse the national anthem of Nigeria, Arise O Compatriots, to Nigeria We Hail Thee. That was even before he indicated an interest to contest for president. And when he got into office, the instrument of the National Assembly was used as an executive bill and it was passed. And so we had the new national anthem. We moved from Arise O Compatriots that a lot of us are used to, and we moved to Nigeria We Hail Thee. The second on that list is the minimum wage. Yes, it was something that just lingered on and on. The president set up a presidential committee to review the old minimum wage. They were given a time frame to work. somehow there were delays here and there. Labor kept going back and forth. From now around 73,000 that Labor was asking for initially, it was dropped to I think about 600,000. It was dropped to about 300,000. And while the minimum wage proposal was dropping, the cost of petrol was going up. So Labor was like, today is 600, tomorrow petrol is 700. So rather than for Labor negotiation to go up, the negotiation was coming down the part of Labor, and the federal government was also increasing the cost of petrol, and then it became a whole lot of issues. At the end of the day, Nigerians and the government settled for 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage. I think that's also a key political issue that we had in year 2024, the outgoing year for Nigeria. Well, we also had the Edo governorship election. And that was another election that saw the major opposition party in Nigeria, the PDP, lose another state. Remember, the immediate past governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, was from the All Progressive Congress, decamped and picked up the ticket, and he contested for second term on the platform of the People's Democratic Party alongside his now estranged political son, the immediate past deputy governor of Edo State, that's Comrade Philip Shuaibu. They won the election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, and then things started falling apart, and it was obvious that the center could not hold. Philip Shuaibu was impeached, and then the court reinstated and invalidated his impeachment and instructed that all of his aides should be restored, the security details be restored, and all of the salaries and allowances that had been taken from him be paid. But before then, the executive governor of the state had already sworn in another deputy governor. So we had two deputy governors at some point in Edo State. I mean, it's in Nigeria, you get to see some of these things. You see Rivers State with two state of House of Assembly. Edo State would have two deputy governors. Welcome to Nigeria. So that was that. We saw the election in Edo State, and then we saw the role that the PDP played, the role that the APC played, the role that the traditional institutions played in Edo State as a build-up to that election. The primaries of the Edo State had issues. The now deputy governor was reported to have won the primaries initially, but because of the zoning, we had that conversation about a year before the election that next governor in Edo State will be presented or will produce from Edo Central. And so we saw the candidate of the PDP picked from Edo Central, Answer Ighodalo. We saw the All Progressive Congress also picked from Edo Central, Senator Monday Okwebolo. We saw the Labour Party pick the former national chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Olumide Akpata, although he's not from Edo Central. So all of them went to the polls, and at the end of the day, the PDP lost the Edo State election, and then as against all of the buzz, there were a lot of talks about how the governor lost the election, the fallout with a lot of people, former speaker of the state, former deputy speaker, former state chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. Observers said it was an election that was marred with vote buying and voter apathy. But at the end of the day, the senator represented Edo Central, Senator Monday Okwebolo, won the election, and he got sworn in, and he is now the executive governor of Edo State. That was a major political activity that we also saw in this outgoing year. Next up after Edo in September was Ondo in November. Very dramatic election in Ondo State. It was an election that had all of the aura you can imagine, even before the primaries. Remember how the late governor of the state, Rotimi Akeredolu SAN, was out of office for about a year because of his health issues. So the responsibility was on the National Assembly to swear in the deputy governor. Initially was in an acting capacity, then there were a lot of issues. Rumor of 330 million bulletproof vehicle that was purchased by the deputy governor. The then commissioner for science or thereabouts, Honorable Razak Obey, released a statement that the signature of the late governor is being forged and monies in millions are being moved from the coffers of the Ondo State government. At the end of the day, the election held, and it was a case of two deputy governors or two former deputy governors. The candidate of the PDP, Honorable Agbola Ajayi, was the deputy to Rotimi Akeredolu in his first term. The candidate of the APC, now the governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, was the one that replaced Agboola Ajayi as the deputy to Rotimi Akeredolu for his second term. So both of the candidates of the PDP and the APC at one point served as deputy to the late governor. So the field was set, but as a build-up to that election, there were massive level of decamping from the SDP to the Labour Party from the PDP. Everybody were moving to the APC. Even governorship aspirants on the platform of the PDP in that same primaries moved to the APC. And I remember I had Alan Showore, the senior special advisor to the government on strategic communication, join me on the show, and he said it is going to be 18-0. 18-0 means the APC will clear the 18 local governments in the state. And that was exactly what happened on that election. The APC won all of the local government, including the local government of the PDP candidate, Agboola Ajayi. So, the rest they say is history. So, those are the other two major political issues that dominated the political space or the political landscape of Nigeria into that, during this outgoing year. Yes, there was a major one as well. Something that is very important to the democracy that we have in this country, something that is very important to the democracy everyone enjoys around the world, which is protest. So we had the End Bad Governance protest also in Nigeria. It was a nationwide protest that erupted amidst high cost of living crisis, which Nigerians blamed on the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his reforms. As at that count, 11 people were reportedly killed, and as usual, journalists also faced some of the browns. So that was a major political issue that happened in 2024. I remember the convener of the End Bad Governance, or one of the conveners, that's Omoyele Showore. He also joined me on the show right from his base in the US, where he talked about the fact that it is a part of our democracy, one of the pillars of democracy, for the people to have free speech. People should be able to sit down and decide how they want the government to react to them. So, well, at the end of the day, the End Bad Governance protest had its own issues. People were arrested, people were charged for treason, and people also died in the protest. And we also saw destruction of properties, public utilities were destroyed, But hey, the fallout of that basically is was captured in the response of Mr. President. I think about a week after or thereabout, he gave a State of the Nation address. And one of the things he said was that the people have the right to speak. The people have the right to ask the right questions, but they must do it the right way. Of course, you have to do it the right way. So, the End Bad Governance protest was also a major political activity that we saw in 2024. Well, let's step out a bit out of Nigeria. The United States presidential election also, came up in this year, and it was a case of the Vice President Kamala Harris that had to step in because the current president, the outgoing president, President Joe Biden, could not stand the rigor and the stress of the presidential campaign, according to the statement of their party. Yes. So the Vice President Kamala Harris had to step in, and who did she run against? The immediate past president of the United States, Donald Trump Jr., was on the ballot, and then, as against what we had in 2016, when it was Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but Donald Trump won the electoral college vote. But this time around, against Kamala Harris, Donald Trump won the popular vote and also won the electoral college vote. So in January, in about a few days from now, he's going to be sworn in for the second time in office, and then the conversation will change again. Donald Trump has been talking about deportation, about immigration, about the kind of visa that will be valid, the H1IB visa. He's been talking tough, he's been making appointments. But hey, you understand when they say when America sneezes, the entire world catches cold. So let's wait for how the administration of President Donald Trump will come up this time around for the second term. So that was one other political issue that happened in 2024. Next up, is the cabinet reshuffle of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 5 ministers were sacked and 7 more were brought on board. As against what we had in the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, some ministers spent 8 years in office. Some ministers just got comfortable with announcing successful jailbreaks or announcing public holidays. Of course, this time around, there was a cabinet reshuffle because people were asking questions. If these were the people that the president promised us, then these ones are not exactly transmitting the renewed hope mandate of the president to the people. So they responded, and there was cabinet reshuffle. And so what happened after that? New ministers were brought on board, and then all of these are saddled responsibility of pushing the agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as he continued to preach the message of a renewed hope. That was another major issue that happened in Nigeria. Well, the stampede, which is quite unfortunate one, by the way, the stampede in Ibadan, Anambra, and Abuja, that led to a loss of lives on all 3 states of Abuja, Anambra, and Ibadan. It was a bad way to close the year, and a lot of people had put or attributed the stampede to the failure of government, to the inability of the government to meet the needs of the people. However, I've had a lot of professionals give a different perspective to that conversation. I had one of them as my guest in the house, and he talked about the fact that there's that greed tendencies within Nigerians. Nigerians just want to partake from everything. That they share money for them, I must collect my own. That they share rice for them, I must collect my own. A friend of mine that works in a radio station in Ibadan, he told me, and he said, hey, some mothers that couldn't get into the venue were throwing their children across the fence, hoping that somebody will grab their kids inside the compound and get some of these things. That some people even gathered their neighbors' children, about 19 of them, chartered bus, and went to that same venue. So you can make an argument for the greed, the government, this and that, but you can also look at the greed of the people as well. When you see a venue where you know that this is danger, this is suicidal, you don't have to die to stay alive. That's exactly what some of them did, and it's not new. I mean, you see people, and then you see tanker explosion and people are scooping fuel, or you see damage or a damaged tanker, maybe a tanker had an accident and then there's oil spill, and then people will go and start scooping fuel, and you know how delicate that can be. You know how easy that any little spark will cause a lot of chaos, but people want to put their lives on the line because of 25 liters of petrol that you will sell and eat and spend the money after a few days. So that was exactly what happened. Like I said, you cannot rule out the inability of the government to provide some of these basic amenities, because I'm asking, if I have food at home, why would I go to an event venue as early as 4:30 because I want to collect Christmas gifts, I want to collect rice? We've also seen a lot of people, do some of these charities. I've seen a lot of politicians, do some of these. The member representing Panshikanke Kanami, the Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Yusuf Adamuga, they also did a program like that. I think there were about 5,000 bags of rice, about 70 cows were shared, and other things to members of the constituencies, and we did not see a single report of a stampede. A church in Abuja, a very popular church in Abuja, celebrated the birthday of the wife of the pastor, and they shared items for over 30,000 people, and it was properly done. There was not a single case of stampede. So you can argue for, you can also argue against. The people organizing it, what are the measures that you put in place? What are the first aid that you made available for the people? The security measures that you put in place? All of this would have to be checked. So when the Lagos state government said, henceforth, if you want to do any of such, you must collect permit from the relevant authorities, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So the unfortunate stampede in Ibadan, Anambra, and Abuja was also a major political event of year 2024. Well, as some members of the opposition party as well switched allegiance, and then they publicly declared for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The former spokesperson of the Atiku Abubakar campaign organization, Daniel Bwala, the same man that tweeted over and over again that if you go to the APC, it's like they clear your brain and your brain it becomes empty. All of a sudden, when the president was in France, he was in France to visit the president. When the president was in London, Daniel Bwala was in London to visit the president. So towards the end of the year, he got a political appointment, and you expect that the song became different. I remember what former President Olusegun Obasanjo said about former aviation minister Femi Fani-Kayode, and he said, hey, give him I still want my job. Let me leave that part of the conversation. So we're just trying to go through some of the major political activities that had happened in 2024, and I've given you the change of the national anthem, or the introduction of the old national anthem that we used from 1960 to 1978. Nigeria We Hail Thee was a major issue in 2024. Well, I think the other one had to be the landmark judgment of the Supreme Court that approved absolute autonomy for local government. Wow, that was a major judgment that the entire country celebrated, as it brought the level of autonomy that the people want, especially as a fallout of the local government elections that we've seen, states holding sway, except of course for two states of Abia and Rivers. We understood the politics that played out. For Abia State, under His Excellency Governor Alex Oti, the Zenith Labour Party won 22 out of the 24 local government elections in the state, including the local government of the governor. He went to Zenith Labour Party, but the governor is a member of the Labour Party. We don't know the politics that played out there, but I'm sure the next couple of months will determine how things will go on in that state. Let's go to Rivers State. The entire back and forth between the predecessor and the successor, the current FCT minister and the current governor of the state as well. I mean, it played out during the build-up to the local government election. About 72 hours to the election, the governor of the state, Fᴏʟʟᴏᴡ, instructed that all of the PDP candidates for the local government election should decamp to APP, Action People's Party. And that was the platform that they used to contest, and they won the election, except only one local government. So, Rivers State has APC as the opposition at the state level, especially with the drama in the State House of Assembly as well. There's also the PDP, the party that produced the governor of the state, and there is the APP, the party that is controlling local government in the state. Welcome to Nigeria. They say it's the beauty of democracy. So those are also major issues. But I think the oga patapata of all of the political issues in 2024 in Nigeria had to be the presidential tax reform bill. Oh my word. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw everyone within the political space having an opinion about something. I mean, it all began where Senator Alin Dume went to the press and he said, hey, whatever the president is bringing is dead on arrival. That, oh, we're not going to take it in the National Assembly. People are dying, people are hungry, you shouldn't tax the people. And then the Nigerian Governors Forum addressed the press. I think it was done by the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, and he said, hey, they've advised Mr. President to remove or to withdraw the bill from the National Assembly and open up for further deliberation. The Iowa Consultative Forum also came out to say that, hey, if this bill should go on, it will have political consequences, and then the North will endorse a northern candidate. Then the traditional rulers from the North also came out to talk. The governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, also came out and said that, oh, we're not going to be able to pay minimum wage. We're not going to be able to meet up with our salary, our responsibilities if this tax reform bill should move on. But the presidency released a statement and he said, no, we're not going to withdraw this bill. Let it go through the normal legislative procedure. Let them deliberate on it. Let it go through the first reading. He did. The second reading, he did. Open it up for for public debates, for town hall meetings, and that's the next stage right now. And let the House decide. If the yeas would have it, let them have it. If the nays would have it, let them also have it. And it was a major issue. Maybe it is the VAT, maybe it is the revenue sharing formula, whatever it is that played to your fancy in that tax reform bill, absolutely generated a lot of controversy in 2024. Those are my moments. The Ondo and Edo governorship elections that was held in September and November, that both of the state produced the APC and the APC. Remember, the chairman of the APC at the national level, the immediate past governor of Kano State, had already come out and said that, you know what, as long as my name remains Abdullahi Ganduje, we're going to win all of the off-cycle elections as we prepare for 2027 presidential election. He said they want to keep the ground running for the president's second term ambition. And well, if you look at the both elections conducted this year, both of the states have gone to the APC, Edo and Ondo State. Next year, there will also be off-cycle elections, I think, in Anambra State. And in 2026, there will be off-cycle elections in Edo State, a state controlled by the PDP, and Ekiti State, a state controlled by the All Progressive Congress. So it's politics all year round. So I've given you my own top 10 political events of 2024 in Nigeria. And of course, one of the slots went to the United States presidential election because we had a good coverage of it. In fact, I had someone, a big political player in the US, join me via phone to break everything down. And of course, we saw that how that election, went on. And then the former president is going to be sworn in January to come in for his second term in office after defeating the current vice president, VP Kamala Harris. So I give you my rundown, but let me pick your call. 0913-600-041. I know you have a lot of disagreement with what I've given out, but it's okay. I mean, it's a program, so you're allowed to share your own moment of year 2024. So let me take your calls, and you can also drop your messages and drop your comment on facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. It is the Situation Room, and my name is 광ᴏᴜ Akin. As we continue to count down to the end of 2024, I'm just taking your calls today, and I'm asking you, what have been your major political events of year 2024 in Nigeria? I've given you my own 10. Let me see if you disagree or you agree with my own opinion. Let me talk to Mr. Adojayi. Hello, good afternoon. Or good evening, rather.
Good evening, Ōkpeyemi.
You're welcome.
My name is Joja Omotosho.
Good to have you, Mr. Motosho.
I would say congratulations to every member of this program for the award you got last week Saturday.
Thank you.
More to come. More to come.
Amen.
By the special grace of God. Well, my top moment for year 2024, I think I will pick number one, the reform bill. Two, that the Warri refinery working just after Dangote refinery.
No, it's the Port Harcourt refinery.
Oh, sorry, Port Harcourt.
Yeah.
Then we have the Warri to Abi. So those are my moments for 2024.
Okay.
And I pray we have a better 2025.
Amen. I join you to say a big amen to that. The only thing we have that we can sell now is hope, whether renewed or not. But you have to live your every day with some level of hope. Otherwise, life is not worth living. Pastor Ambrose.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
It's time for you people to organize the get together for your callers. So it's not just mainland FM alone. No. What? I hope you are here.
No, it's okay. Okay. We'll work on that.
Let me greet Roja Motor Show before you say I did not greet you. We are all friends. So.
You're welcome.
And I greet every other person.
Thank you.
I pray that as we enter 2025, shall be well with us all in Jesus' name.
Amen, and you too.
But that court refinery is not working, no. Not working. So I tried to look in this year or last year. That's the only one I can see. But the national grid has been collapsing. The dollar has been crashing. There has been food scarcity. That's why I said I try to look for one thing. And if there is anything, is that passport where I think it was under 3 days that I don't know if it was this year or last year, that I can say, okay, this is one good thing that is because initially it was usually very difficult to get international passport. But when Honorable Tunji Bumi Ojo came, I think things started working well. But I don't know if it was this year. But you see, we are having issues with light. We are having issues with dollars. What do you call it? Eco rice, can't find it. Gary and all of that. So I think for me, the high point is, and another thing I also observe, is how all the political parties are decamping to APC, both at the state and federal level, national. Everywhere they are just decamping. It means that they don't stand for anything; they stand for their pockets, and it shows us that politics is about no permanent friend, permanent enemy, interest, permanent pocket. And when they want to do all of these things, they don't know whether they are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. They join together to siphon our common patrimony, which is our treasury. But when they are being probed or whatever, that's where you hear, because I'm from this part of the country, because I belong to this political party, because I am not cooperating with them. So, and then finally, my man of the year is Fubara, for taking the bull by the horn to say, no, I am not going to succumb to the will of anybody. I'm going to, stand by my party that nominated me. Fubara is my man of the year. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. Amazing contribution right there. I didn't mention the Port Harcourt refinery because till now it's still being clouded in some form of uncertainty, to be or not to be. I mean, I watched an interview of one of the community leaders saying that, oh, this and that and that. So we're not exactly sure, even though the NNPC, the media had come out several times to say, oh, the refinery is upstream, is doing this, is offloading, is unloading. But let's see how it goes. I think 2025 is already building up, and then we have an idea of how all of those would work out. Remember, I started the program with the president's address on the 1st of January 2024. I decided to play that so that we would ask ourselves these questions. How many of those promises that the president made on the 1st of January this year had actually been kept? In the next couple of days, maybe a day and a half or thereabout, the president would also address the nation in less than 48 hours from now. The question we should ask ourselves is this: what more do we want to hear? Should we ask for more actions and results than those addresses? Let me take more calls. Hello, guys. Oh. Okay. Hello? Okay. I think it's better now. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Comrade Samson.
Okay.
I'm calling you from Oᴘᴇɪᴇ redemption camp.
Oh, compliment.
Along Shimawa.
Compliment of the season.
Thank you. Your station has, in fact, your station has made my day throughout this year. I discovered your station there. So I do listen to your sport show. But so from that sports show that you did, you now say we should hook up with you on the next day by 4 o'clock.
Okay.
5:30. Anyway, I want to greet all my daddy, Pastor Ambrose, Prince Wyatt, everybody, Oga Fuad, everybody. So I'm one of your comrades. So as I said, my name is Comrade Samson from Oᴘᴇɪᴇ, near redemption camp. Anyway, what the most happiest moment that I have as regards this government is concerned is this school fees that federal government don't give students now. This student loan. Yes, that was one thing that I see that actually government did that I know. Directly or indirectly, I have impact in my family. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm with you, comrade.
Yes. So I really love that. And I pray, just like what you said, that the only thing we have in India now is just hope. So just keep hoping that something better will come out of the year and beyond. So I want to use the opportunity to thank mainland FM management. Also want to thank you, my Oga Oᴘᴇ. I want to thank all your staff and your everybody.
Thank you.
God will continue to bless you.
Thank you.
So once again, I remain Comrade Samson from Oᴘᴇɪᴇ New Redemption Camp.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you for joining us on the show. Talk to us. What have been your major political moment of year 2024? I've given mine. I gave you my top 10. 9 I had to keep it at home, and 1 slot went to the United States presidential election that produced former President Donald Trump. Now he's now the President-elect Donald Trump, and it will be sworn in January 2025 to complete the second term that he contested for against outgoing President Joe Biden, and he lost. Let me have your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome to Mainland FM. Okay, Mr. Naji, compliment of the season to you.
Compliment of the season. Let's say in the next, 24 hours, now President will give us another
address,
end of year message. So what is he going to tell us now than what he has said before that he has not been doing? I don't think that there's any other thing that's going to tell us now. It's a promise that he made when he entered. Nothing has been done. And if you look at his regime, all the people that he's just using his position to compensate some people that done well to him, and at the end they now change 7 ministers. Look at that position. Now, and when you look at his regime now, all the people that he put in prison is from Southwest. About 32 of them.
Are you sure?
And remember, we are in federal character.
Are you sure about our assertion? Are you sure about our assertion? Are you sure about our assertion that all these appointments have come from the Southwest?
32 of his workers are Southwest.
Okay.
The NAFDAC, the chief of commissioners, the police inspector, all those things. If you look at it, check the list very well. So you cannot lead well for that, because the people that he put in position, they are not the people that qualify to rule. He just use that position and they compensate. Look at all the promise from education, the health center, the other things, economic growing down. Look at inflation now, and he promised us that inflation will be okay in 2025.
Is that because is that because you allege that his cabinet is entirely from the South? Is that why the inflation is going up? Is that why there's insecurity in the land? Is that why we can't fix our public infrastructures? I'm not sure if some of these challenges has got nothing to do with that. I respect your opinion about federal character, but we've also seen president come up and then they do federal character and it has not taken us anywhere. So I don't know if it's a given.
Yes, if we position himself very well, it's a sentiment, and he cannot get anything there. Because when you position yourself very well, when you position yourself very well and make it as a federal character, you will do well. During the time of Obasanjo, he picked people from other states, and they make sure that he build himself up. So that compensation now is making him now to go down.
But do you also know that every state in the country is represented in the cabinet of the president?
Now.
Yes, it's constitutional. Every single state. Maybe some has more, but every single state has a slot on the cabinet of the president.
Yes, but he's not doing that now. Because if he's doing that, you couldn't have changed all these ministers. Things will go well for him. And look at this I'm telling you now. That 32 people that he put there is from Southwest. And now that, look at the economy, now the other, he's not going to address us in 2000.
Thank you. We've had a lengthy conversation. We're due for our first break by 5 o'clock. When we come back, we'll also continue to pick more calls. And I'll also read your messages on Facebook and on YouTube, facebook.com/mainland 98.3 FM. I gave you my top 10 political movement of year 2024. The US election, the unfortunate stampede in Ibadan, Abuja, and Anambra, the tax reform bill, the Supreme Court judgment, the double election, governorship election we had in Edo and Ondo, the Supreme Court judgment on the autonomy of the local government, and I also talked about the introduction of the old national anthem, where we moved from Arise, O Compatriots, to Nigeria We Hail Thee. Those are my political moment of year 2024, and I'm asking you to share yours with me. Hello, good evening. Ooh. Hello, you're welcome. I'm good, and you?
Yeah, Chooks calling from Aja.
Mr. Chooks from Aja, good to have you on the show today.
You see, you have done well. In fact, I appreciate your dedication from the beginning of the year. Not only you, Omobola, Stage, and all the rest. You have really sacrificed. I just don't. I don't know how you manage to keep up without feeling us on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for also being here with us.
You have balanced. You have tried to balance both sides, and which I like. But one thing that I want to discuss is concerning this camping, background, and I want to tell you that truly all the factors that you enumerated, contributed, but it is not on the same percentage. I won't lie you. The hunger and the suffering
takes a larger chunk of the blame.
I won't lie you. I won't lie you. I was in a program around Abuja for a professional program recently. We paid for meal tickets, tea break, and all the rest of it. I want to tell you that we that are legal members of that profession, we could not, for once, out of about 5 days, I did not eat. People from outside, they sat down and they took the food. I won't lie you. And we cannot be rushed. As that one was not enough, I was in a program at Sheraton, as tight as the security was. You know that on my table, during lunch, people that sat at my table, I just noticed these are strange faces. And if you see the way they dress, it was more corporate than we people that were there.
They were not supposed to be a part of the event.
They were not. But the way they managed to enter, and it was a buffet.
So
the way they packed everything, rice, swallow, everything.
The plate must full.
Immediately the lunch was finished.
They left.
They moved.
Yeah, now that's what they came for now.
I won't lie you.
That's what they came for.
That is just what I just want to say is that the government should please up their game. I won't lie you. Some people are enjoying at the expense of majority. Majority are not having it. Transport costs, accommodation, just name it. Job is not there. Crime, we try in all these situations. Don't let us give ourselves. They can go back to the drawing board and make things better this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate your contribution. But of course, we're due for our first break. I'm seeing loads of messages on Facebook already. Don't worry. When I come back, I'll read some of those messages. Let me see if I can still squeeze in this one before we go for our first break. Let's do this in 30 seconds, real quick.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening.
You're welcome. You're live on radio.
I wish you the best coming year. I wish you the best.
Thank you, and also to you as well.
Yes. You see, the phenomenon I was able to observe in Lagos is that I've seen some kind of emancipation. You see, this year, I've seen that. What I'm saying is that I've seen kind of emancipation. People are doing business. I was on the island, and I saw a lot of business, a lot of people. See, I'm very glad. Though things are hard, but you can see commerce is on. Real commerce is on. That's what I've seen. So, and it's political somehow. There's a kind of a political. It's having a tone of politics. Without Tinubu there, I wouldn't have been able to see such a thing. It's long I've seen such a thing. That's my own observation.
Thank you very much. My friend said he went to Idumota last week Wednesday, and he said, "Okay, people be like water." I mean, trust Nigerians. In the midst of all of this chaos, Nigerians are thriving on a positive level. People are legitimately doing their businesses. Yes, we've had a lot of businesses fold up, multinational organizations leave the country, but some way, somehow, Nigerians have found a way to adapt, which I think sometimes could be a bad thing, because I mean, somebody said if you push Nigerians to the wall, they don't turn back. They'll find a way to break the wall and move on. And I feel the government, if they are absolutely intelligent and sensitive enough, will know that this is a trait they should take advantage of. Stop abusing the resilience of Nigerians. Let's go for our first break. It's a commercial break. When we come back, we'll go straight up into reading loads of your messages. Ooh, for every refresh, the messages double. We'll read them. It's a Monday edition of the show, the last Monday edition for the year 2024. So I'm asking you, what have been your top 10 political event of year 2024? I gave you mine. When I come back, I'll run through my own list again. Then you'll also share. Stick with us.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ bí ọ̀rọ̀ epo àwọn á di 200 á di 5. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, a máa gbé wálẹ̀.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
As the years they go, we dey work for dough. Some days it's fast, some days it's slow. Many highs and lows, but we carry go. Nothing go stop our doing so. Now the night just spirit, yes we move. With family, there's love at home. We know say Christmas, it don't come over. Blow the trumpet, the parampe.
Hello, go. Everywhere you go. Everybody go lo. We go enjoy.
So make us celebrate. It's a yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. When you hear the bedou, everybody celebrate. It's a yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. We do it anyway, any place.
Disconnect from distractions. Go make a difference this season. Merry Christmas from MTN.
Chai, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so, you don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
For every 6 shares I hold, I get one more.
What are you doing?
I am counting the numbers I get from over 5 billion shares. FBN Holdings is giving existing shareholders the chance to buy more shares at 25 naira each. This means that you can get one new one for every 6 you own. Don't miss out. Own a share of tomorrow with FBN Holdings rights issue. The offer opens from the 4th November to 12th December 2024. Visit your stockbroker or any First Bank branch to get started. You can also access the offer directly on your First Mobile Banking app. FBN Holdings. Own your share of tomorrow.
Chai, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so, you don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
As the years they go, we dey work for dough. Some days it's fast, some days it's slow. Many highs and lows, but we carry go. Nothing go stop our doing so. Now the night just spirit, yes we move. With family, there's love at home. We know say Christmas, it don't come over. Blow the trumpet, the parampe.
Hello, go. Everywhere you go. Everybody go lo. We go enjoy.
distractions. Go make a difference this season. Merry Christmas from MTN.
pé fún ìdíkòwò mẹ́fà tí mo ti ní mo ní àǹfààní ẹyọ kan sí i.
ewu lẹ ń gbé ṣírò lè báyìí.
mo ń ṣe òǹkà iye tí mo lè ní nínú ìdíkòwò bílíọ̀nù márùn-ún ni nítorí ABN Holdings ìtẹ́pẹpẹ ìdíkòwò fún àwọn tó jẹ́ onípín ìdíkòwò wọn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ èyí já sí pé àwọn tó ti ní ìpín wọn lọ́wọ́ báyìí ní àǹfààní láti ní ìpín kan sí i lórí ìpín mẹ́fà tí wọ́n ti ní ìpín ọjọ́ ọ̀la pẹ̀lú ABN Holdings. ìpín ìdókòwò yìí ìdókòwò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ 4 oṣù kọkànlá di ọjọ́ 12 oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2024. ọ̀sán àwọn olùṣòwò ìpín ìdíkòwò rẹ tàbí ẹ̀ka ilé ìfowópamọ́ First Bank bákan náà ni o lè ra ìpín rẹ lórí First Mobile app rẹ. ABN Holdings ní ìpín nínú ọjọ́ ọ̀la.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack, open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Chai, my head oh. Oga landlord, why you dey shake like ceiling fan? Eh? My village people don't come again oh. This one with your body hot so. You don't do test? Yes, see result oh. Oga landlord, no be your village people oh. Na malaria, you need Luta. Luta na better medicine wey dey knack down malaria. Oya see am, take am. Thank you Oga Luta. I don't dey kampe.
Luta, brand of Artemata and Lumefantrine, is another quality product from Hovid, marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor.
Everybody say thanks, Luta. Malaria's in big trouble.
As the years they go, we dey work for dough. Some days it's fast, some days it's slow. Many highs and lows, but we carry go. Nothing go stop our doing so. Now the night just spirit, yes we move. With family, there's love at home. We know say Christmas, it don't come over. Blow the trumpet, the parampe.
Hello, go, go, go. Everywhere you go, go, go. Everybody go, lo, lo, lo. We go enjoy,
so we make us celebrate. Celebrate. It's a yellow, yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. When you hear the bell, everybody celebrate. It's a yellow, yellow Christmas, so we celebrate. We do it anyway, any place.
Disconnect from distractions. Go make a difference this season. Merry Christmas from MTN.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were,
in our quest to bring to the table issue-based conversation around nationhood and development, we have made 4 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday the perfect time to welcome you into the Situation Room as we continue to build the narrative about public service and accountability.
Mr. President, this Senate needs to know. Mr. President, this Senate needs to lend its voice to the plight of these people. Mr. President, there is nowhere I can say it except here. This is why I'm elected. If I cannot say these things on this floor, sir, I better resign and leave.
As elections give the citizens the chance to make their political decisions, constant demand for quality leadership from those they voted into office.
Look at us now, there is nothing. We are starving. Tinubu should please do something.
It's also important to having a Nigeria of everyone's dream. Join Oᴏᴜᴜ Akínyòdé as it takes to task seasoned analysts, opinion makers, business professionals, and politicians on issues around politics, policies, governance, and leadership every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll welcome you roommates as we discuss the situations.
Okay, thank you very much and welcome back. We're on the home stretch. You should be out of here in about 15 minutes or thereabouts. But in case you're just tuning in, I must tell you that we've missed a lot. Because today on the show, by the way, this is the Situation Room on Mainland 98.3 FM. Once again, let me apologize for how I'm sounding right now. I don't know. Can't remember the last time I felt this weather this morning. I mean, I wonder, oh, there's no quote, and I'm like, I mean, yesterday morning when I woke up, I could barely hear myself speak, but I was getting it clear. They would always say the show must go on. So we're here today, and we're always here Monday to Friday, every day, 4 to 5:30 p.m. 90 straight minutes of conversation around politics, policies, leadership, everything that involves you and I asking the right questions, especially from the people that saw to protect us if they get into political office. That's what we'd always talk about, and believe me, it's been an amazing year. 52 straight weeks of every Monday conversation. The same for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course on Friday. So today on the show, we've been looking at the top 10 political event of year 2024. I gave you mine, and I'm also waiting to hear yours. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kwe, and Happy New Year in advance.
Okay, and I wish you the same as well, Mr. Ayo. Oh, okay. Please try and call back 0913-600-0410. I gave you my own top 10 political moment of year 2024. I started off with the new national anthem, or the old national anthem that that was reintroduced, the one we had from 1960 to 1978. We moved from Arise, O Compatriots back to Nigeria, We Hail Thee. Well, we talked about that as one of my top 10 moments of year 2024. The double election in Edo and Ondo as well, the United States presidential election, the unfortunate stampede that happened in Ibadan, Abuja, and Anambra State, the landmark judgment of the Supreme Court that upheld or that gave absolute autonomy to the local government, the political drama between the successor and the predecessor in Rivers State, Governor Fubara and former Governor Wike. Those are my top 10 moments of year 2024. But let me also share yours. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year in advance.
And I wish you the same compliment of the season. Hope you're doing good.
This is Mr. Kennedy from Mushin.
You're welcome.
It's a busy year, 2024. I pray that Almighty God make 2025 a prosperous year for us.
Amen.
And make Nigeria to move forward, and the desire of Nigeria to be better in the 2025, year 2025. The most important thing about the 2024, a lot of things happen. For me, the issue of tax reform is very, very important to me. And I hope and believe that it will pass through, so that Nigeria will have a reform tax system that is long overdue, and Nigeria will move forward. The issue that is causing problems, layer of VAT and realization, our brothers from the north should take it as an opportunity for them for the north to develop, to move forward. The realization, that will make the governors to be on their toes, to work very, very hard, to work hard for the state, to generate funds, not rely on the allocation monthly from the state, on the federation every month for them to move forward. They should put in a lot. When they put in a lot, there is a lot to use for the service of the people. There doesn't be any problem there. Those that are very, very sincere among the northerners, they know this is the right time for them to go along with the tax reform for not to move forward. But avoid other political considerations. The government are playing politics who did not even read the peace. Not coming out to play politics. I want to put down everything. That's number one. On the issue of Rivers State, I would say why to just be and let it be.
Hello. Ooh, okay. I've been struggling to hear you actually. Maybe the network just, again. Wow. Lukman Oladipupo, thank you for your kind words. He said one of the fantastic. Okay, thank you again. Thank you. He said all I can say is that may Nigeria succeed, but we have loads of work to do. Our leaders have used poverty as a weapon of mass destruction, which is working for them. Keep up the good work and stay blessed. Thank you very much. He said, please, can you make way for WhatsApp? Okay, yeah, we're working on that. For the people that want to join us from diaspora, yeah, I mean, we'll work something out. Thank you. Lukman Oladipupo all the way from Dakar in Senegal. Steve Offer says it's mysterious that many Nigerians survived this year, that the political class showed us how to say one thing and do the direct opposite. The political class led by the president is living superfluous and stupendous manners and asking us to tighten our belts, and we've so much tightened the belts that we can't remember the item of oppression any longer. Hunger has stunned the brains of many Nigerians. It has never been this bad. As the president addressed all the times brought no hope, just know that this is a year of mysterious survival. Darlington Ogbo says, okay, he said, there's no high point for me, but in all things, let us give thanks to Almighty God. My own man of the year now, Gasaid for Adam and confirmed Baba, we get the interest of the martyrs at that, okay? And the women of the year, now all our female Paralympians who won us gold, not minding the difficulties they face. Milan, okay, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you in advance as well. John Bernardo, he says, good evening. Okay, thank you for the kind words. Thank you. I'm trying to see anything positive that I would say that this government has done in the outgoing year, but I hope next year it will be good and it will be better. Let me quickly read more message, pick more calls as well. Mr. Ayo, thank you for calling back.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Okwe.
Okay, I think it's clearer now.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
All right, this is Mr. Sass,
Good to have you join us.
Just 2 or 3 things I want to say briefly. One is pertaining you and I. Then the other one is in respect of the fuel, Port Harcourt refinery or whatever. Not until I see the president bring that, how was it last, the words he used in Yoruba, Amagbewale. When he bewale the fuel, I now know that the refineries are really functioning. Then that now the people can go freely go about their business activities, so on and so forth, bring prices of things down. 2 is I raise my thumbs up for Fubara. Then 3, please, I pleaded to you, please, if you get to eat the gate, ask of the malam there. You can drop means of my contacting you, please, as an ex-comrade.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you. We'll work on that.
Don't want. I told you then. I know you have a lot on your head. So please, kindly, if you can do that today.
Okay.
And congrats for your stuff in the mainland FM.
Thank you very much
for your performance, and I think next time you clear it because you are really doing a lot with people like Barrister Coatis and the rest.
Thank you.
Joseph Folorunsha and the rest.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
People, please do what kindly help me. I told you about that prof, so that I can reach out to you. It's not what we talk on the phone.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. One boy is a Sunday is talking to us on Facebook, and he says, "Okay, good evening. This year is the year I sold my Oᴘᴇ bus. This year is also the year that my family and I drank Gary before going to bed. And I'm glad that in all of this hardship, my 3 kids are healthy on Sunday." I mean, a lot of people have stories, stories. So when somebody said 2024 rather is a year of mysterious survival, I think I want to align with that. Sometimes you ask yourself that, how did I even survive 1 year in this country? Hello, good evening.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Okwe.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. This is Madam Benda Usman. I am calling for Idemu.
I know. Happy New Year in advance.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Happy New Year in advance, and happy 2025 in advance also. In fact, the rejection of tax for bill by the Northern is not for the best interest of all from the North. It's for the best interest of the politicians and some areas that are benefited from where it has come from, and they did nothing to achieve it and spend it between themselves. So the only thing I appreciate, Mr. President, and I know you didn't do well to my expectation, but I appreciate him for these little two things of which I want to talk about: the tax reform bill and the autonomy for the local government. Those two things, if it will come to stay by the grace of God, I believe that there is much still ahead coming in 2025. But the tax reform bill, the Mr. President should make sure that nothing stopping not to implement it. It should come to stay. Thank you very much, and God bless you, Mr. Okwe.
Thank you very much, and God bless you as well. 0913-600-0410. Let's see if I can still squeeze in a couple of calls before we say our goodbyes. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, me. Well done. I rejoice with you. I rejoice with your station, one of the best in Nigeria and in West Africa.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Greet Sandra for me. Greet Fuad. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you.
You made my year. Your station made my year in 2024.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you guys.
Thank you for the privilege.
Yes. Yeah. So, you see, I would have given Mr. President kudos for tax reform and the autonomy, the ruling by the Supreme Court. But why I'm not going to do that is because of the Punch newspaper report today that said that we are getting another $1.5 billion based on the conditions which they gave to Mr. President, subsidy removal, tax reform, devaluation of our currency. I was thinking initially that those policies were from Mr. President. But when the camel back was broken today, you discover that these were preconditions given by IMF and World Bank to give Nigeria a loan. I was really disappointed because these people should not be telling us how to run our economy, our nation. We're a sovereign state. Nigeria cannot, African Union or any African Development Bank cannot give America conditions. And if you look at the percentage and condition given to us, they don't give it to European countries or Americans. So it's like an Africa is a crying baby, and they don't want us to rise at all. So that is that is why I'm not giving kudos. My man of the year is the president-elect of the United States, Donald Trump. He has made history. He has made history, a non-politician, a businessman that has never worked under any individual before except his father, breaking all protocols and becoming the 47th American president, winning a landslide against all prediction. That man, I told my son who is reading political science in university to have the time to study about that man, because I have not seen such a man in the 21st century. So he is my man of the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would appreciate you. We thank you for always staying with us. Well, let me see. One more call. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
You're welcome. Welcome to Mainland FM. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Mr. Bestman.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm with you. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, under weather.
Yeah, well, we're doing the job.
Well, God is saying to you. I'm very happy that I always hear from you every time when you came to on radio. God will continue strengthening you, Mr. Fuad, and then Lɪධᴇ, and then Barrister Curtis.
Thank you.
I always hear from these people, and I always be happy. And I'll continue to pray God should be giving you knowledge more and more, strength to strength. My own best moment is Ghana did their own election.
Ghana election.
No, yes, no technical glitch. Nobody used speak to pursue somebody that don't vote. No tribalism. No ethnic bias. They want to put, and then everybody came out and voted, and then the economy was still running without shutting the economy down. At least Ghana, they have shown the whole world that they are
that things can be done properly.
Yes, and then they went peacefully. Everybody, they conduct the election. No region, nobody. We didn't hear anybody. They slap somebody or they insult anybody. Oh, so that's my own best moment. I continue to pray for you and then your colleagues.
Thank you.
And I wish you a happy new year.
Thank you.
In advance.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, you all are our men of the year and women of the year. You know, they always say that gentlemen of the press. So we don't have gender classification when it comes to radio or when it comes to the press job. So, but then, I mean, what would we have done without everyone that has stood with us all through the year? I mean, we have no business being in business if you're not our business. So that's why we wake up every single day from every of our programs, from when we open the station till when we close the station. All we do is to make sure that your business is our own business, and our business on this side is to keep you informed, keep you educated, and also keep you entertained with the very best of radio contents that you can get anywhere else in the world. And so we say thank you for always coming through. Big shout out to everyone that have been a part of the Situation family all year. We still have tomorrow, and you know, we'll have that conversation. Like I said, Barrister Adams Atta joins me in the studio tomorrow, and then we run through some of the major issues of year 2024 as well. But sometime maybe we'll put some legal issues in between. Since he's a lawyer, we look at some of the conflicting judgments that we've seen in year 2024 and how much more the judiciary would have to do, especially with the fact that we have maybe not exactly new anymore. A new CJN took over this year. We'll talk about all of that on the show tomorrow, same time, same station. It is 4 to 5 p.m. 5:30 p.m. rather, on mainland 98.3 FM. Yet again, let me apologize for how my voice is sounding today. I'm hoping that tomorrow it will get better, because we must enter this 2025 with clear voice. Yeah, I will be back by 6 o'clock for Sports Crew, 6 to 7 p.m. So much to talk about. Nigerian Professional Football League, coaches are being sacked, new players have been brought on board. 2013 African Cup of Nations winner for the Super Eagles of Nigeria has joined a club in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We'll talk about all of that by 6 p.m. today. But before then, the news comes up by 5:30. Keep your dial locked only on mainland 98.3 FM. My name is 광ᴏᴜ Akínyẹ̀dé. I'll be back tomorrow by 4 p.m. But before then, 6 p.m. is Sport Cruise.
This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.